Thank you guys so much for joining me, and welcome to all my new subscribers, and thank you for coming back to all my old ones. And I haven't done a podcast in a while, and some of the things have gotten lost or misplaced, or they've already been given away as gifts. So some of the stuff I won't be able to show you. I have pictures of some of it, and some of it is just kind of disappeared from the face of the earth. No idea where I put some of the stuff I made. But I'll show you guys the stuff I had, and hopefully I'll be able to do these more often. So I won't end up losing stuff like I did this time. But I have good news. I got a webcam. Yay! So now I can do live chats again. I just gotta wait for my husband to help me hook it up because no one wants me near electronics. I don't know when he'll actually get to it, but I'm gonna have him help me hook it up sometime, and I'll bring back my live chats on Friday night, and I'll just start with Friday night, and I may end up doing more of them, but it'll be Friday at 5:30 Central Time, that's the time I used to do them. So I'll just bring them back to that time, and they usually last between a half hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour at the most. They're not real long. But I'd love for you guys to join me when I start doing them, so make sure you have the notification bell clicked so you can see when I start doing those. I'm sorry, my TV's on. I cannot hear real well right now. I lost my hearing. I had some Botox injected. So hopefully I'm not talking real loud. I'm trying to talk at a normal voice, but I'm not sure how loud it's coming off, so I apologize if I'm yelling at all. I am going to do a health update soon. For those of you interested in that, I want to try and keep my health stuff separate from my podcast. That way people that aren't interested in hearing that don't have to hear that, and they can just hear me talk about crochet and knitting and all that kind of good stuff. A life update. We're still in the process of adopting Nolan. He's had a really bad ear infection the whole time we've had him, and we're not sure if he's going to have to do surgery or not. So we want to, and the surgery is really, really expensive. So we wouldn't be able to afford it. So the rescue has been nice enough to help us out by letting us not formally adopt him yet, and we're still technically fostering him, even though he's ours and we're going to keep him. But we should know in the next couple months. He's a couple more months of antibiotics, and we should know by then if his ear infection is going to clear up or if he'll need another surgery. He already had his ear, a hole poked in his eardrum, and it drained, and that seemed to have helped a little bit at least. But we're still not sure if he's going to get all the way better or not. We're hoping he does, and he doesn't need the really big surgery where they remove part of his ear canal so he can't hear out of the ear anymore. So he probably won't have to do that, and that's what we're hoping for. I guess let's get to my projects now. The first thing I have is, this actually started out, it was going to be a vest type thing, but I got bored, and so now it's just a wrap. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's just a wrap, and my idea is to, and I could also wear it as a scarf, and my idea is to, let's see if I can do this without unraveling it. My idea is to put like a rose or a flower on a rubber band or ponytail holder is what I call them. But put like a rose or something on that and have it like kind of holding this together. And I thought that would be really pretty. And then I could wear it as a scarf, or I could wear it wrapped around me as a wrap. But I just thought like having that rose off to the side right here as a wrap would be pretty, or around my neck as a scarf. So I need to make a couple more rows on this, and then I plan on casting off and making that rose. My next project, I can't really hold up because I'm afraid of ripping out part of it, and it's massive. Like, it's almost my height. But hopefully you guys can see that. It's a Tunisian crochet blanket done in Bernat blanket yarn. I actually got this yarn at Dollar Tree a long time ago, like months and months ago, for $1 because it's Dollar Tree. It's colorway light gray heather, and I don't know if you guys know a lot about Tunisian crochet, but this is a very this is 2 layers right here, but just look how thick and squishy that is. It just makes an amazing texture. But I've just got to do, the only thing I have left on this is to do the edging. And that's for my husband for our anniversary. It's a little late now because our anniversary was in June. So I'm not the best at completing stuff. My next kind of finished object, I don't have a lot of stuff actually done to show you because most of the stuff I've done I've given away. But I have this, it's going to be a drool towel for Nolan. Sorry, the lighting's kind of bad. I'm recording in the middle of the day. But I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little dog, and it's going to be Nolan's drool towel. And it's done in the Tunisian crochet simple stitch, and then I just did a ruffle edging around it. So there's that. And then for Ellie, for my birthday, I made her this cute little crown to wear for my birthday. Some of the ladies threw a Zoom birthday party for me, and we're all going to wear party hats, and so I made Ellie a little crown. This is a bag a day tutorial she has on her YouTube channel. And then also in the same yarn, I made Ellie a little bandana. I don't know if you can see the colors real well. It's pink and cream and purple. And it's this yarn. I love this yarn by Hobby Lobby. It's a print yarn. I don't know the colorway. I'm sorry. I've got to be better about keeping my labels because I'm really bad about keeping them. The next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is I tried nooking for the first time. And I don't know how many of you know what nooking is, but nooking is kind of a cross between crochet and knitting. It's somewhat like Tunisian crochet. I'm actually using my Tunisian crochet hooks to do it on because I don't have any of the nooking hooks, and I wanted to make sure I liked it before I invested in hooks. I think I am going to go ahead and invest in some nooking hooks, but it's going to be a while before I actually have the money to get them. But I found a nice set on Amazon. It's called Love to Nooking. I think they're actually made by Denise, and so that's a set I want to get eventually. But you can see it looks a lot like knitting. I didn't pick the best color yarn. Hopefully you guys can see that. I used kind of a bigger hook for this one, so it's a little lacy, but you can get a texture stitch that's a lot like knitting, and any of your knitting patterns can actually be done in nooking because the stitches are similar. I will link a channel below that has a lot of good tutorials on nooking in case anyone wants to try it. But you just make a regular chain, and then you go back through. And you pick up the loops on the hook all the way across. And then once you get them picked back up on the hook, then you remove this, because this cord will be in here. And you remove this, and then you flip it, and you start doing it all over again. Hopefully that made sense to everyone. But this was a lot of fun. It did take longer than regular crochet. I mean, just this little swatch, I had to redo it a couple times, but it took me like 2 hours just to do a little swatch. So I'm not that fast at anything I do. I always run a little slow with stuff, but it took me a while to kind of get the hang of it and get used to it. It's really awkward to kind of learn at first, but I recommend trying it. I like doing it. It's a lot of fun, and I'm excited to try some knitting patterns that were written for knitting and see how they work out for the nooking. So that's that. Up next, I have some objects that I think I'm going to frog, but I really like the stitch. My only issue was with the yarn, and here's the pattern, and I accidentally messed up and put an extra chain. Gosh, this is so hard to show. I accidentally messed up and put an extra chain in between this top row, and then when I went to rip it out, I realized this yarn is horrible for ripping out. And so that's the only reason I'm not doing this pattern anymore. It's a pattern by Naztazzia. She has a video for it. It's called Shells 01, and I'll link that below for you guys too. But it's a really easy pattern. It's really fun to do, and it makes a very beautiful stitch, as you can tell. But the yarn is from Hobium. I cannot think what it's called. I think it's called Gazzal or rock and roll yarn. I believe that's what it's called, but I'm not 100% positive about that. Like I said, I got to be better about keeping my labels. The next thing I have that I'm ripping out is this. And I did it in knitting, and it looks really pretty, but it just takes me too long to knit to do a big project right now, and so I'm ripping it out. It was going to be a sweater, but I just kind of changed my mind, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with this yarn. I like the way it looks knitted up. It's a buttercream yarn. It's a number 6 bulky. I will link below the name of it. I forgot to look it up before I did this, and I don't want to start my video all over. So it'll be in the description box below what kind of yarn it is if you're interested in it. I got it at Joann's. As you can see, it's a really gorgeous yarn, and I've been actually saving it for a really long time, trying to decide what to make out of it. And I still don't know what I'm going to make. I might make a blanket, or I might end up making a cardigan, but doing it in Tunisian crochet since I'm faster at that. But it takes me so long to knit stuff. It just was frustrating me how long it was taking. So I decided not to do that right now. The next thing I have no idea what happened to this, you guys. Somehow I ended up, and this is my own pattern. It's a triangle shawl I came up with. Let me see if I can lift it up higher. It's my own pattern, let me see if I can go back further so you can see it. But I messed up somewhere, and somehow the stitches on the row below started coming apart, and I'm not quite sure what I did, so I've got to try and fix it. But here's that, so you can see it up closer a little better. But I've got to fix that. This might go on the back burner for a while. I don't really feel like working on it. I just kind of got frustrated with it. The next items you'll be seeing in photographs. I have a Tunisian crochet soap sack that I did for my dad for Father's Day. And then I also made 2 washcloths that were Tunisian crochet. And I have pictures of that without the border on it. I did my mom's without a border, and then I did one for my swap partner, Madonna Ballard, which she has an amazing YouTube channel if you guys want to check her out. I did one for her, so I did 2 Tunisian crochet washcloths. And the soap sack is out of the same yarn. It was a orange and green and yellow yarn. Is real bright and fluorescent looking. So you'll be seeing pictures of those. And then I also have pictures of a mug rug. And I have no idea where the mug rug ended up being put, but that was also done in Tunisian crochet. And that was done in the same yarn that I used for the nooking. It's a Fair Isle yarn bee yarn that I got on their clearance. And it's actually red, white, and blue, but it's kind of coming out dark. You can't really see it too well on the camera screen. But you'll be seeing a picture of that too. And I apologize for not having these things. I meant to film them before they went to their homes, but I just didn't end up getting it done in time, or feeling good enough to film at that time. But that's it. Time, or feeling good enough to film at that time. But that's it for all the projects I got done. And I guess let's move on to Happy Mail now. I got some Happy Mail from Joe at Joe's Web and Nicole from Addicted to Yarn. And I actually got this a while ago, but I'm just having time to show it to you guys. But I wanted to show you what Nicole sent me first. Nicole sent me 2 skeins of this really pretty light purple color. It's a Yarn Bee Cotton XXL, and it's a number, I believe it's a number, of course I'm not going to find it easily. It's 50 yards. It's a number 6 weight yarn, and it's 100% cotton. So she sent me 2 skeins of this. I've always wanted to try like a thick cotton, a bulky weight cotton yarn, and she was so kind to send this to me. So thanks Nicole for sending that. There are 2 skeins of this that she sent. And then Joe from Joe's Web, who I'll link both of their channels below. They both have great channels, and Nicole just started recording again, which makes me so happy because she's really talented, and everyone should see everything that she makes. So I'm happy she started recording again. Joe from Joe's Web sent me this really cute frog tape measure. She sent me a cute little sheep yarn gauge. And all this stuff was at Hobby Lobby. And then she also, I think she put the stickers on here and made this herself. She made me this cute little notebook. And then also, she was so kind. I found this yarn at Hobby Lobby. And it was one of my favorite yarns probably that I've ever bought. And she was kind enough to send me what she had of it, which I think was like 5 or 6 skeins of it, so I can make a big project and make a blanket. And so I was just blown away when she sent me this stuff. But you can see it's really pretty yarn. It's coming out a little darker on camera, but it's got specks of pink and like a yellow in it, or maybe it's a white, I can't tell. But this is Yarn Bee Effortless Super Bulky, and it is it's a super bulky, and it is 20% alpaca. Oh no. It's 111 yards, and it's 20% alpaca, 4% rayon, and 76% acrylic. And it is 111 yards. Sorry for being off camera. Hopefully you guys could hear that. So thank you to Nicole and Joe for sending me that. They're just the two best friends that anyone could ask for, and I'm so happy I met them. And I've got a really nice group of friends right now, and you guys know who you are, and I'm so grateful to have them in my life. And you guys should really check out Nicole and Joe's channel. I'll have them linked in the description below. That's really it for the podcast or vlog or whatever you want to call it today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderfully yarny day. Stay crafty, everyone. And don't forget to save lives and be an organ donor. Bye.